Alright guys, in today's video we are going to excavate that container that's down on the other side of our ravine, and we're going to show you what the contents are.
Hey everybody, if you're new to our channel, I'm Keri and this is Doug. We just recently sold our house and almost everything we own in Denver, Colorado area, and moved out here to our off-grid property to Homestead in Cochise County, Arizona. We're doing tons of work and getting started, and we hope that we can offer some really valuable information so you can follow along as we go on this journey.
Alright, so we're going to walk on down to this said area across the wash, one of our many washes. In our last video we kind of showed you roughly where it was, but let's explain kind of where we're at. We're about 20 miles from the Mexican border. So if you ask me, my opinion of what's in that box has directly to do with that. People told me no way could that be what that is, but if you ask me, I think that that box is actually some kind of waypoint for people that might be traveling, what we call migrants nowadays. I don't know what you want to call them, but yeah, so
Coming in illegally?
yeah, that. Okay.
Is that what you would call them?
That's what I'm calling it. So I was trying to beat around the bush, but she got right to the point.
Yeah.
So that's what I think it is personally. I think it's a cache for people migrating, maybe some instructions, maybe some water, some food. It's been there a while. This land hasn't been owned or inhabited for a long time, maybe 10 years before we bought it. So it could be anything, but in the last video we kind of showed you what it looked like and asked you guys guess what it is, right?
Yeah, so what he's talking about, for those of you who didn't watch the last video, is we found this kind of storage container on our property, and we knew it was here when we bought the property, but we haven't looked in it yet, and we're pretty interested to see what's in it. I'm hoping that it's actually like gold panning tools or gold tools or some sort of mining tools,
or gold
yeah, or guns or something that's pretty useful. That would be pretty awesome. So we're going to open it up, and we had asked you in the last video to guess what it was, and we said whichever of you guessed first the right thing, that you would win our very first piece of merchandise, which is this mug that has our logo on it that Doug designed, and we'll be sending that to the lucky winner. So let's get to it and see what's in our cache.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that some of you said a wellhead or a septic. I would so love it if those two things are there, because it would save us a lot of money and time, right?
That would be awesome.
But
we had some great guesses. I loved Vivian's guess was something dodgy. I like that. Somebody else said a body, which I hope that's not what it is. No, we don't want to thumbs that up.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to call the police today, guys, but
Yeah.
if we find a body, that wouldn't be good, but
Yeah.
that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we had guesses from hand tools to supplies for animals like water, and like Doug mentioned, a well head. That would be awesome. That would be like beyond amazing. I'm sure they would have included that in the real estate description though when we bought the property, if that's what it was, because that adds value. So,
and so many of you did say like wellhead and stuff like that. If it does come down to that's what's in there, it's going to be the first person that responded. So that means scroll all the way down all the comments, and the very first one that said wellhead will win that coffee cup.
yeah.
But let's go down here. Somewhere over here, we got to cut through the brush and go show you what's in there. The great revealing, our architectural find, and we'll see if it's something interesting. Yeah,
not architectural.
Yeah, there you go. Archaeological find. We are archaeologists now. We're gonna cross over there, see what's in there. We're gonna walk on over there through the thickets for you guys. A little bit of it's for us, but
we have to keep the Chihuahua with us because she wanders. So
Chihuahua. Dun, 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 dun.
Get down this without breaking my leg. Okay. Oh, this is quite a big wash.
Yeah.
Come here.
Come on. Up, up.
Come on. Come on.
All right, so there it is, guys.
Yeah, I hope it's not full of snakes.
Right on. So it appears to be a plastic tote, so you know it can't be that old, right? We're not talking about Roman Empire days or anything like that. So
I'm hoping it's not full of snakes.
and it could have scorpions, it could have stuff like that, but somebody definitely took the time to put rocks on top of this, and they actually sunk it into dirt. It looks like about 6 inches or so, and they put rocks around that too, so obviously they didn't want this to go anywhere. Well, we have some ominous buzzards flying around in circles over here, so I don't know if that's a bad sign or what, but I'm going to just start by removing these rocks here. And no scorpions. I'm kind of excited. I want one of you guys to win our coffee cup. Even if you don't win, guys, we have coffee cups on our merchandise website that's fairly cheap, you know. Make a good conversation starter, but here we go. Oh, yeah. What the heck is this? This definitely looks like what I was talking about earlier.
Yep.
I mean, is this communal cup drinking or what? There's 4 cups in here. 3 cups in here. The mice got in here too, guys. I should have worn my gloves so I don't catch monkeypox. We got 2 shovels. They look fairly new. What would that be for? I guess there's something dead in there too.
Really?
Hey, look. It's a post pounder. We didn't have to buy one.
What's in there that's dead? Oh, jeez.
It's a post pounder. So now we both can put posts in.
Huh.
We got a spool of string.
Somebody was going to mark out property lines is what that looks like to me.
Looks like a tape measure, but why would they do this setup? They actually dug it into the ground too.
That's weird. Hide it, maybe.
Yeah, the mice have been in here. There he is.
One.
Yep.
He's like,
This is a mouse house.
Yeah.
Anybody guess mouse house? That's what they made their nest out of.
Yeah.
A master lock. Yeah, there's a padlock in there. This is, I'm gonna have to go get my tetanus after doing this for you guys. A thermos. I'm not even gonna open that. I don't.
Is it empty?
No, it's filled, but
I'm guessing it's just water.
I'm guessing these are tents. Maybe chairs. Oh,
Oh,
look at that.
chairs.
3 chairs in here. If it wasn't for the barbed wire, the T-post pounder, I would think that this is some gold miners that were out here maybe sitting around this wash here digging, you know, with the shovels and the water and the cups and the chairs. And I'm guessing this is like a tarp of some, maybe an awning. Oh guys, it's definitely not a wellhead. It's definitely not a septic, which I would have really loved to have both of those, even though I would have had to move the house. This is a, so we got a second awning to connect to our RV when we're down there. I mean, the inside's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yes, they were protecting all this stuff from the
They were protecting it, but I still don't understand why. Why? And that was it, and we got a ruler. Oh, and then another mouse with a baby.
With a freaking baby hanging off of it. Oh.
Yep, must be just having babies. So we're gonna vacate this little area. I think you guys all saw what was in there. Kind of interesting though. I'm not gonna put it all away because I'm probably gonna keep some of this stuff and discard the rest. But let's go talk up on the hill. follow Willow. Follow Willow.
Zoe, come. Come in.
All right.
Come on.
Yeah, so guys, I mean, if you have quite the imagination, I mean, you might have been disappointed just now because it was just a box with a bunch of tools in it, but I mean, I was expecting something else, but that's because my imagination can go rampant. But Keri's gonna tell you about the people who got the closest guess on this box, and we'll just let her do her thing.
All right, so I'm scrolling through the comments and I'm at the very bottom of where they started, so it's fair. And the first person that guessed correctly that it was tools was Drill Sergeant 623. So Drill Sergeant 623 said, first of all, this person said the intro reminded me of the movie Young Guns. And Drill Sergeant 623 says, what's in the box? Tools. And that's the best description of what was in the box. So Drill Sergeant, go ahead and send us an email to tworebelsoffgrid@gmail.com, and that's all spelled out, TWOREBELS offgrid@gmail.com. Sorry, I can't seem to remember how to spell our own email address. But go ahead and email us with your mailing address and we will get that mug shipped out to you. We appreciate everybody that commented and guessed. It was really fun reading what your guesses were. And we were pretty excited to open that box and see what was in it. So good job, Drill Sergeant 623. One of the things that we wanted to just kind of mention in our video today is just an observation that we've had generally about people that are homesteading like what we're doing, and people that we've met. Either we've met some people online, we've met some people in person, but just some general observations about what type of person wants to do this.
And we notice that everybody has a strong individual, original character to them. It's, I don't know if it was in them before they got here, if that's actually the personality that draws people to this, it attracts them to this type of lifestyle, or if it's something that they become after they make the big move. Alright, so here we miraculously appear back at our trailer because we had some technical difficulties with our sound. So we're going to redo this really quick. And we were talking about an observation we had made with homesteaders in general.
Yeah, we were just talking a little bit about what type of person wants to be a homesteader, and just thinking about the people that we've met that have done homesteading, and either online or in person, and what kind of personality people like them and us have. And you really, one of the things we had settled on was that you really have to be a self-reliant person and be able to take care of yourself and just be very proactive and have a can-do attitude.
You know, you can drive down any highway in America and see abandoned shacks and farms where trees are growing out of the buildings and rusted roofs and nobody's there. The driveway's overran. It seems like it's been abandoned for 100 years, and this is the cold reality of homesteading, is that it's not always successful, and there's a huge failure rate involved with it. Not everybody's going to make it in this, and if you look at the box that we looked at, that's a prime example that people at one time, maybe a decade ago, came to our property, looked at it, saw some promise, and made an attempt at homesteading it. Albeit we only found the evidence of 3 posts and
Yeah.
the box there where they had the equipment to set up a fence. It looks like what we all saw there.
Yeah. They were clearly trying to do something and move forward with something, and we sit there and wonder, like, what stopped them? Was it just simply how hard it was to get the posts in because the soil is so rocky? Or were they coming from out of state and they just never were able to make it back here because of other circumstances in their lives? Or did they run out of money? Or did they have to sell the property to somebody else? it's just interesting to think about. Whenever we see an abandoned homestead, we always wonder about the people that lived there and what their story was.
Yep, and to make your own story, you're going to have to persevere at all costs. Keri and I gave up every single thing we have. We have no plan B. We are on plan A and rolling full steam ahead. If we fail at this, we fail in life, basically,
let's
and
not
everything
think about
else.
that.
We're not going to think about
We're
that.
we're not going to let ourselves fail.
Yeah, we can see ourselves 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and it's all bright and shiny, right? But yeah, I mean, it's just depressing to see these homesteaders that didn't make it, and wondering if it's because of health issues, if they gave up, or if it was just they didn't have the right mindset to begin with, you know, or they just got a bad draw of land and they did the best they could and they got out when they could.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's just an observation we had, and we just wanted to share that with you guys.
Yeah. Anyhow, let us know your comments. We'd love to hear your feedback about it. Thanks again for watching, everybody. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. We appreciate that for the algorithm, of course. And if you're following our channel, we really appreciate you subscribing and watching, and we will see you soon.